Hey MVPs, Rico Knows here. Going to talk to you guys about the first fight on the main card. It is Ronaldo, or sometimes his name is Luis, but Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Ronaldo Rodriguez, by the way, Mexican, and we're fighting in Mexico City. And then Kevin Borjas out of Peru. Shout out to him. Okay, we'll start with Ronaldo Rodriguez. Last time we saw Ronaldo Rodriguez, he was fighting at UFC Noche in the Sphere in Vegas. He was fighting Ode Osborne. And you see it was a unanimous decision, but those were some weird scorecards, man. It was definitely not a unanimous decision. Fight by any means. Shout out to Lazy Boy here. Let me go look at these numbers real quick. It was 29-28, 29-27, 29-27. So if you have a guy at 27, that means you won every single round, right? No, he didn't win every round. He lost the first round, and that first round had to be a 10-8 round. Had to be. He was knocked out in that fight. You can watch this fight. I don't know if you guys can or not, but if you have ESPN Plus, go back and watch this fight. Try to YouTube and do something. And you're going to see a guy who's knocked the hell out in the fight. And then he's caught in a triangle choke. And he should go out. Ode Osborne, somehow, some way, does not finish the triangle choke and loses the fight. I thought Ode Osborne probably won this fight, to be honest. Watching Ronaldo Rodriguez, a couple things I noticed about him. Number one, I think he's a terrible striker. Hands down, I think he's a terrible striker. We've seen him a few times. I gave you guys another video on him against Dennis Bonder, and I talked about how I'm going to pick him to beat Dennis Bonder because I thought Bonder was very bad. So Bonder's terrible. He submits him, and then he beats Ode Osborne. And what he showed in the fight with Ode Osborne is he's just tough as nails, man. He's hard to tap out. He's hard to finish. He's never been finished. But I'm telling you, he was knocked out in that round, in that fight. Completely knocked out. I think Ode Osborne knocked him out and then punched him again and woke him back up because dude was out cold. They should have stopped it, but they didn't. Ronaldo Rodriguez has grappling. They tell me he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I think he defends in jiu-jitsu like he's a black belt. I think he's really good with grappling when it comes to defending submissions. That's why he's never been tapped before. He's just pretty good at it. Now, I want you guys to know he was coming up in the regional scene. He lost on the Contender Series to Rivera, not a high-level fight at all. He loses there, and then we keep going. Okay, now he's been back in the UFC, and we're still going to decisions. And the reason we're end up at decisions is he's not very dangerous. He doesn't strike very hard. He doesn't throw very hard. Most of his punches are looping. They're not straight. They're kind of just like a barroom brawl type deal. And I don't like it. I just don't like the way he fights. Now, is he more of a dog? Is he more of a tougher guy than Borjas? I guess. Your guess is as good as mine. This doesn't feel like a fight that anybody can talk about. So first off, his nickname, if you didn't know the translation, is the Black Rooster. Okay, he's 9-3, 8-1 in knockouts. He just had his last fight is when he first got knocked out for the very first time. But there's no shame in that loss. He fought Joshua Van to a decision, and he lost a decision against Joshua Van back in November. And then before that, you can see his Contender Series fight where he's fighting this guy Diaz. Now, I want to point out that fight because the fight against Diaz is very similar to what he's about to see this weekend. The fight against Diaz is a fight where Diaz is a world-class grappler from Brazil, and all he can do is really take you down and wear you down. And Borjas is just calm on the ground. He knows how to use wizards correctly. He knows how to get back up. He's very defensively sound. And he just gets back to his feet eventually. And he still has enough power and enough, endurance to make it bang, right? To hurt. Kevin Borjas lives in Peru. That's where he was born and raised. Peru. That's where he comes from. Peru is a country, if you aren't aware, in South America. It's right there at the top of the Andes Mountains. It's high elevation. So Mexico City elevation probably shouldn't bother Kevin Borjas all that much. The issue with Kevin Borjas is he has no wins in the UFC. So if we're going to predict him to win a fight in the UFC, it'd be the first time ever. It really would. I like the way he strikes. He throws straight. He is a boxer. He's clean. He does his thing. He doesn't wrestle at all. He's not a grappler. He's not a wrestler. He is a defensive grappler. He is a defensive wrestler to some extent, just to get back to his feet and throw those things again. So I'd imagine the key to victory here is Ronaldo Rodriguez is going to go take him down, beat him up, and win the rounds with dominating in the top position with some ground and pound. I'm just going to tell you that among these two guys, if I had to say who is the better striker, it's Kevin Borjas. It is. He's a better striker. Who's the better grappler? I think they're about equivalent. I really do. So if that's the case, you got to start leaning towards the underdog here. I hate the odds. I wish they were bigger. I really do. I wish that Ronaldo Rodriguez was on a bunch of people's parlays and they kept throwing this thing up. So keep an eye on the live bets. Remember, this is 125 pounds. You're not going to see a whole lot of one-punch knockouts. So we're going to see dudes kind of wear on each other. And if somebody's never been finished, then you have to think that the winner's going to win by points, unless you think Borjas is getting knocked out, and I don't think that's the case. Is Borjas getting submitted? He looked defensively responsible to me, and he was rolling with a black belt from Brazil in his very first debut. Matter of fact, he was a plus 300 underdog in that debut. They wanted him to lose. They wanted this Brazilian dude who trains. You should listen to the announcers. Julia and all them, they're all talking like he's the greatest thing ever. And then Kevin Borjas is beating his ass. So Kevin Borjas, I've seen him win when he's the underdog. Yes, he lost to Joshua Van. Joshua Van's a very good fighter. And then last time out, he got knocked out by little Costa. Costa is a muscle-bound freak that throws bombs. Ronaldo Rodriguez just ain't like that, man. He's just not. He's going to decision with other fighters. He's going to decision on Contender Series and losing back in the day. He just, I get it. He's a fan favorite because he's just a little Mexican dude. Dude, he had 2 million followers on Instagram. I went through the whole thing trying to figure out what made him blow. I saw him sparring with Haney, the boxer Haney. I saw him doing other things. I'm not sure why he has 2 million. I saw one capper online talking about it. So I went to go to research on it, and I was like, what the hell is this? But fighting in the cage, if I'm just assessing his fighting acumen and ability, I don't like the way he strikes. He's got a hell of a chin. Being durable really matters in Mexico City. But this is a pick'em fight. You can go either way. Typically in pick'em fights, we take the underdog. Just the math is going to help. It's a 50-50 fight. If we get it right, we get money. So I'm going to show you the fight card now, and I think I wrote Rodriguez in it, but as I'm talking about it, I'm just going to go with Kevin Borjas. Now, here's what you guys can do. You can avoid the fight altogether because it's not one of those fights where I'm like, this is a slam dunk, this is happening. I understand Ronaldo Rodriguez is supposed to go in there and get a takedown and dominate. If he does that, and you see that happen, right? You can live bet it and just make a few dollars. You can live bet it and be like, cool, because I don't see Kevin Borjas knocking him out at all. But I think Borjas by points or Rodriguez by points is the bet to go. Go look at what that is for prop reasons or whatever. But that's where I'm at on this one. I'm just going to leave it at Kevin Borjas. It's a coin flip. I wish the odds were bigger so we could make more money on it. But it's a coin flip, and I guess I'll take Borjas to go out there, look better at striking. But yes, this Rodriguez kid, the crowd's going to go crazy. He's got a huge fan base. It could influence the judges being in Mexico, things like that. I get it, MVPs. Go and get your bag, bro. Go do what you do. I don't even feel comfortable putting money on this fight. I think it's just a pick 'em, and I'm picking one. Wouldn't bet on it in a million years. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.